all my dear colleagues, distinguished participants, research scholars, and my friends. Myself, Shivkumar S.J., Head of the Department of Economics, welcome you all with great pleasure to this webinar. As we all know that end of the year 2019 is not as usual. COVID-19 affected the human life in all over the world. Human health as well as nation's wealth, that is the economy, become worse hit by coronavirus. Coronavirus disease, generally called as COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by newly discovered coronavirus. People infected with COVID-19 virus will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness and recover without requiring a special treatment. But older people, small children, and people with underlying medical problems like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory disorders, and cancer patients are more likely to develop serious illness and deaths. The governments, the institutions have the best way to prevent and slow down transmission of COVID-19 by making social distance, pressurizing to wear masks, sanitization, frequent hand washing, etc. Government is doing its best by lockdown, quarantine, and other activities and other measures. We hope that our webinar topic, institutional action and COVID pandemic 19 control, throw a light upon it. Dear participants, before the discourse, it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker of the day, Dr. Nagaraj V. Dr. Nagaraj V completed his master's degree in economics in the year 2003 with a gold medal from Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu. In the year 2005, he got MPhil degree from the same university with a distinction. He obtained his PhD in economics in the year 2012 from the Annamalai University. He worked as a team member in preparation of Human Development Report for Tiruchirappalli City Corporation in 2011 and 12. During 2013 to 16, he worked as an assistant professor in Indian Maritime University, Kochi campus. From 2016 to till date, working as assistant professor of economics in Central University of Kerala, Kasaragod. Awards and honors. He bagged gold medal for first rank in MA Economics, Karur Vaishya Bank Founders Memorial Award and gold medal in 2003, Tamil Nadu Government Vallalar Endowment Award in 2003. He had more than 7 publications and many number of papers published in international and national journals. With this brief introduction, I wholeheartedly welcome our guest speaker of today's webinar, Dr. Nagaraj V. On behalf of the college management, principal, staff, students, and all the participants. Our principal and chairperson of today's webinar, Dr. Manjunath A. Kotiyan, is the real inspiration for our all activities in the college. I welcome you, sir. I also welcome my dear colleagues and participants. Now, I request our beloved principal, Dr. Manjunath A. Kotiyan, to launch the session with the motivating speeches. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Morning. Honorable resource person of the webinar, Dr. Nagaraj, convener of this webinar, Professor Shivkumar, and all the respected participants. At the outset, I welcome you all to this program. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are all in a very difficult situation, a situation of uncertainty. COVID-19 has brought about large and immediate changes to our society, healthcare system, and economy. There is no sphere of activity that is left untouched by this pandemic. Governments have been at the forefront of dealing with these complex challenges, often with limited resources. One of these challenges is the economic impact of the sudden lockdown for months together. Shutdown of activities of manufacturing, coupled with the freeze in consumer spending on all things except essentials and medical emergencies, has brought to halt all activities. Moreover, sudden loss of jobs and migration of wage earners created a humanitarian crisis. Government announcement of moratorium on EMIs created a huge stress on banking and non-banking financial institutions. Reserve Bank's measures to refinance the banks with the rate cuts and change in repo rates seems to have had little effect. Provisions for easy capital and change in rules for enhancing ease of business doesn't seem to help the entrepreneurs. Tax rebates or exemptions have only led to fall of revenue for the government. With a great respect to central government and state government, the government's huge packages and liberal initiatives and incentives have failed to restart the economy after lifting up of lockdown. All institutions like industry, banking, trader bodies are trying to pull the economy out of its current state of affairs. Added to it, the pandemic is continuing to rampage like wildfire across India. Preventive vaccines is not at sight. Professor Shivakumar rightly mentioned, minimal movement, social distancing norms have made collective participation in activities impossible. Take for example, schools and colleges, theaters and restaurants not yet started fully. Even digital technology cannot be harnessed in some of them. In such a situation or in such a predicament, some serious rethink is needed. Can this pandemic be kept under control? How can institutional collective actions be devised to control COVID-19? How should life come back to normalcy with a new ecosystem for economic and social activities along with the containing of COVID? What are collective initiatives and efforts needed to reinvigorate all walks of life, particularly what is the role of institutions in revamping shrinking economy and ensuring provisions for subsistence to huge population? All these are big questions. Fortunately, we have a very competent professor, Dr. Nagaraj, to talk on this matters. Dr. Nagaraj, I once again, with great respect, on behalf of management and principal, I welcome you, sir, to this webinar. And I request Dr. Nagaraj to enlighten us on these issues. I welcome all the participants, convener of the webinar, Professor Shivakumar, welcoming one and all. Over to Dr. Nagaraj. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Most respected management, Govindra College, respected principal, Dr. A. Manjunatha A. Kotian, convener of the webinar, Professor S.J. Sivakumar, and faculty members, non-teaching staffs, student friends, and distinguished participants. Greetings from Central University of Kerala and good morning to all.
Good morning.
Today, I'm going to present an idea on institutional collective action and pandemic control, the sense COVID-19 control. Here, the overall view about the idea is that how the institutions can collectively join and control the pandemic. The full idea of the presentation is only concentrating on how to control, how institutions can collectively control the pandemic. In recent decades, the frequency of occurrence of new disease is growing like anything. And it is a great medical emergency around the world. Due to the globalized economic relations and trade, the negatives of pandemic as well as new diseases not limited only with the place of origination. And it is making a spillover effect around the world. For this phenomenon, we are being as a witness to the present as well as past, future. Sorry. India had experienced many different cruel pandemics and succeeded that also, from both in a pre-independence period as well as post-independence period. Especially the number of new diseases are very high, especially in last 4 decades. We can tell that from 1980s onwards. In 1984, HIV/AIDS entered into India. The countries which are affected by HIV/AIDS, they have controlled the disease in a systematic way with the help of advanced medical infrastructure. Whereas in India, it was struggled like anything because of proper medical system as well as laboratory facilities. However, it was succeeded with the help of UN-sponsored HIV control mission. And now we are celebrating that HIV/AIDS control as a success story of India. Similarly, in 2001, Nipah virus emerged in Siliguri, West Bengal. The Nipah virus triggered 66 cases and 48 deaths. But unfortunately, the government of West Bengal as well as central government and medical sector, health sector, not aware about the cause of death. In between that, in 2006, American laboratory identified that Nipah virus is a cause of death. In 2000, Nipah virus re-emerged in 2007 in Nadia district of West Bengal and 2018 Kozhikode district in Kerala. Because of the previous experience as well as the familiarity about the disease, both states are effectively controlled that disease and contain that within the geographical limit. Unfortunately, the casualty was very high in Kerala. And following that, in 2002, SARS virus emerged from China. It spread over some 27 countries and leads 8,096 cases and recorded 774 deaths. Vietnam, Singapore, and Hong Kong are highly affected countries due to SARS virus. In case of SARS, India didn't have any task force. India is not prepared for any checking as well as screening and all. But in mid 2003, it disappears from the world and we are happy. In continuation of that, in 2009, H1N1 virus, we know very well that swine flu. It was identified in Mexico. After that, it re-emerged in North America. That time it was a big pandemic as well as many countries, even developed countries are fearing about that. In case of H1N1, the thing is that what are the strategies the country adopted for SARS that is not suitable for them? They have to identify the new strategies as well as controlling mechanism. In that context, India is not prepared for anything. God's grace, the pandemic is not affected India. It is also disappeared. Significantly, no medicine for H1N1 virus. Similar to that, India faced chikungunya, dengue fever, and other sort of climatical disease also in between that years. but we have succeeded that. But the recent problem is COVID-19. It emerged, it entered to India in January 30. That is the last part of the last week of the January, it entered to India. Why we are very much fear about the coronavirus? But other diseases we had experience, we faced many diseases, we recorded that. Even polio also India eradicated. Why we are very much fearing and we are worrying about that? The problem is 4 reasons. One is that it is spreading like anything, quickly spreading, mighty spreader. And second one is that it is recorded the high death rates in many countries. And third one is that it is not having any systematic treatment. And fourth one is that knowledge gap in behavior of the virus and spreading of the virus. In the beginning, many are telling that it will not spread over air, spread by water. But now the studies are telling that it could spread even by air as well as water. And the behavior of virus is changing day by day, according to the person, according to the climate, according to the environment, it is changing. Therefore, we can't make any constant assumption as well as predictions about the behavior of the virus, how it is spreading. Because of these reasons, we are fearing about that. Not only that, in case of HIV, we know that how it will spread. And we know that we are having some medicine system also, we could control that. We control it. Nipah virus stating that it will appear anywhere, at any place, at any time. There is no limitation on that. Nipah virus emerged in Siliguri, again it is emerged in Nadia with a 6-year difference. Then after that, it re-emerged in Kozhikode. Therefore, it is very clear that it will re-emerge at any place, at any time. This is the nature of virus. But thing is that Nipah virus behavior is a slow spreader and mighty killer, because it's recorded high death rate in Kerala. Spreading rate is very less. SARS is a strong, mighty spreader and weak killer. But H1N1 is that slow spreader and mighty killer. If you come to the coronavirus, it is a moderate spreader and mighty killer. Okay, sorry. Speedy, quick, mighty spreader and moderate killer. These are the things. Because of the heavy speed of spreading, governments are blinking over that, how to control that. In order to control this disease, both state government as well as central government adopting n number of strategies to diagnose that, to contain that and control this program. Here we are going to see the ideology, institutional collective action. How the institutional collective action will be capable to control what is called the pandemic COVID-19. We can tell that the pandemic, the institutional collective action is one among the strategies to control the disease. Okay. Therefore, I am taking that institutional collective action and we are going to see that how it is working, how we could use that to control the disease. Okay. Before entering into that, what is called institutional collective action ideas, let us discuss about that. What is the meaning of institutional collective action and its framework? First, I wish to explain something about that, what is called the concepts and basic ideas. In case of concepts and basic ideas, I want to give a clarification on institutions and collective action, 2 terminologies we are using here. Institutions. The terminology institution is not a new one to the economics as well as social sciences. It is a old one. Institution means is humanly devised constraints to make a smooth interaction in social, economic, and political transactions. That is we called as institutions. Institutional environment. Institutional environment in the sense it's a formal and informal rules and regulations that we can tell constitution, government guidelines, everything is called as regulations, or everything is institutional environment. And another one is that institutional arrangement. The institutional arrangement means it is the hierarchy of organizations. This is the basics of institutions. To get a clarity on this idea, just I'm putting one small diagram which I copied from Claude Menard ideas on institutional economics. It's called as golden triangle. In the golden triangle, we are getting we are looking at three ideas and one central point. Let me explain this. What is this? We are telling that organization is different graded institutions or different graded formations. Take for example, we can tell family is organization, college is organization, firm is organization, a court is the organization, administration, that is collectorate, is the organization, and police is organization. Just like that, these are organizations we are looking. And the representative from the organization, if I am from the family, I am the representative, I am from the university, I am from the representative of the particular organization. Okay. Then let us take one example that one land is transferred from one person to another person. Person A to person B, the land is moving. Person B is willing to purchase a land from person A. That means what? Here, the right is decided. Rights on decisions, rights on property. Here, right on property is moving. How it is moving? From person A to person B, it is moving. Here, what happened? The right over the land is moving from one person to another person. If it is moving, what is happening there? There, the transaction is happening. The transaction may be the economic. For example, is economic ownership of the land. Otherwise, if it is a political party collusions, that is a political transactions or political decision making, right? The transaction is going on. If the transaction is going on, the transaction ends with the contracts. Person A and person B is making a contract in registrar office. They are signing both and the right is transferred. When this transaction is going on or the right is moving among the persons, that means among the institutions, among the organizations, that individual A family is one organization, individual B family, that is one organization, and the registration process, registrar office, that is one organization. Among the three organizations, one rule is playing a role. What is that? Indian Constitution. How to transfer the property from one person to another person. That law is playing a role. That law we are called as institutional arrangement. The law is standing in center and all the organization rounding around that, the process of rights, transaction, and the contract is come to the final. Sometimes the contract may be incomplete. This process, the whole process, we are mentioned as institutions. The next level is that is a collective action. Collective action in the sense, if more than one person is joining together and targeting for the common profit or common goal and putting effort towards that is called as collective action. Take for example, in one village, irrigation source is the one lake. Then what happened? All the firms, all the households join together and strengthening the bunds of the lake and deepening the lake and making a perfect water channels to the lake, and everything is going on. What is the purpose? The common goal is there to get an uninterrupted irrigation. For that, for the common goal, all the households are joined and working for that and putting efforts for that. That is we are calling as collective action. Okay. If it is so, see what happened here. In case of normal ideas, in the case of collective action, the individuals are collectively joining and solve the problem. But when we are coming to the institutional collective action, the institution has to make a collective action. In the sense, for example, if you want to control one particular idea, then what pandemic? Then what happened? The administration, police department, health department, all these are individual institutions. All the individual institution has to come together and make a collective action. That is what we are telling institutional collective action. The institutional collective action is a hybrid. Institutional collective action is a hybrid amalgamation of economic theory of property rights and transaction cost, and political theory of political design and market, and sociological theory of network, and all these ideas are integrated and collective institutional collective action new framework has emerged. See, when that new institutional collective action is coming, we can see that different layers of collective action. One is that vertical collective action, another one is that horizontal collective action, and third one is that functional collective action. Vertical collective action in the sense, there may be different graded governments. Take for example, 3-tier Panchayat Raj is a different graded governments. There the vertical collective action is required. Then another one is a horizontal. Take for example, if for example one Panchayat is there, within the Panchayat some groups may be there, or some what is called organization may be there. Panchayat leader is there and Panchayat committee is there. Then people participation is just like that is a horizontal. In the big level institution, we can see that. Take for example, we can say that district government. In district government, district level government, district administration is there, police is there, medical is there, execution is there, judiciary is there. It's a parallel in one particular government sector. Just like that, different grades of government is there. Different grades of government is having horizontal working condition or function. This is we are telling that horizontal collective action should be there among the institutions. Then functional, when they are doing the functions, when they are doing the process, that time the function is connected with each and every government. The performance of or outcome of the service is connected with each and every government. Therefore, it is called as functional collective action we are telling. See, this idea is highly utilized and adopted by the European government. In Europe, if you take one metropolitan city, the metropolitan city is an amalgamation, is an incorporation of 5 to 6 municipalities. If any common property, common goal is there, take for example, solid waste management. In case of solid waste management, if municipality 1, 2, 3, 4, if they are doing the process individually, there will be high amount of negative externality in environment as well as cost will occur. Then what happened? All the 5 municipalities join together and they are making decision on what to make an effective solid waste management service. In that the collective action is coming. When that collective action is coming, the individual municipality may try to give more efficient service than the other municipality without considering the collective action agreement. In that context, what happened? The dilemma may happen. That means dilemma in the sense the problem may happen. For example, if the in municipality, the particular, only for that, the sanitation department is making some problem. That is what the sanitation department of the whole municipality will get the spillover effect. Negative or positive, the effect will spread all the sections of this particular what is called the municipality, sanitation and health department. Because of the collective action, the effect will be reflected in the other municipalities also because they made an agreement, they are working together. This is we are telling as horizontal dilemma in collective action. Definitely in hierarchy, in government hierarchy, if the top level government is doing any mistakes or making any good events, definitely it will be reflected in the mediated government as well as down level government also as well. This is we are telling that vertical dilemma. This vertical dilemma as well as horizontal dilemma possible only through the functional mistakes. Where the functional mistake is coming, there it will reflected in the vertical and horizontal dilemmas. This is we are telling as institutional collective action framework. In the framework, we have to face the problem of horizontal dilemma, vertical dilemma, and functional dilemma. If there is dilemma, it is breaking the collective action. No institution will be ready to join in the collective action collective action program. The reason is that the individual is fighting for his own profit. Therefore, you may not be ready to come for that. But if you solve the problem of institutional collective action dilemmas, the institutional collective action will be the effective instruments in service delivery at urban level as well as in the village level. Here, we are taking this framework, institutional collective action framework, and adopting in the case of corona control, how the government is doing the institutional collective action at state level and stopping that coronavirus spread. In that particular purpose, I am taking Kerala as a case. You can ask the question that you are advocating for Kerala. See, thing is that we are not advocating for Kerala, we are not supporting for Kerala. I am sitting in Kerala, I am observing the government process as well as I have studied some of papers on that also. Based on that experience, I want to give some explanation on that regarding Kerala case in connection with collective action and COVID control. Why the Kerala has been selected? it is having some rationale. See, in India, Kerala is the first state experienced the what is called the coronavirus. First cases reported from Kerala. Some of the students who studied in Wuhan, they came to India and they identified corona infection. Then it was the first one. That's why I have taken Kerala. It's the first reason for that. And second one is that Kerala is highly population dense state. Not only that, expatriate population and migrated population is very high. In other words, the floating population is very high in Kerala. Kerala is having 35 million people, and per square kilometer, 780 people are living. In Kerala, every year, at least more than 1 million tourists are visited, international and national level tourists are visiting there. And near to 47% of migrant workers working in Kerala. That's why Kerala has been selected for that. And the third reason is that high epidemiology. High epidemiology in the sense, in Kerala, the vulnerability of disease or the disease burden is very high. We can tell that in Kerala, some 13% of the Kerala's total population are being aged. That means 60 plus. Of the total, 30% of the population of Kerala is aged population. 27% of the men and 39% of the women are hypertensive. That means BP related issues. Then 41% men and 39% women are diabetic. More than 1 lakh people are being treated for cancer. 5.3 lakh people have chronic pulmonary disease. 4.8 lakh people have asthma problem. It shows that the burden of disease and health vulnerability is very high in Kerala. The same amount of health vulnerability Haryana also having and some other states also having. But in Kerala, aging population is the major significance. That's why I'm taking Kerala. And third one is that based on all these ideas, first case registered in Kerala, population density and expatriate population, floating population rate, and high health burden, but the occurrence of disease, low fatality rate is recorded in Kerala, as well as the fast recovery also possible in Kerala. It is the big, how we can, we will see that to give evidence for this idea, let us see some, what is called some statistics. To explain this, particularly for what is called the low case fatality rate as well as high recovery, I'm taking two parameters. One is that number of active cases. Because if you see the total cases, we cannot get the clear idea. But we are taking only the active cases. Active cases in the sense, in the particular date, how many people are being under treatment or identified as coronavirus infected persons. In case of 2nd March, in 2nd March in Kerala, no cases are identified. In 16, that is 16 March, because we are having some 5 months data, that's why just I take the 10 days time interval. Data is given in the 10 days time interval. See that in the 15th day, that is what is called the 16th day, we are having how many? 20 cases. In March, end of the March, it is increased tenfold, 214. In April beginning, 216. In April mid, it is 173. If you see in this way, March 15, the total case, active case is only 65. That means more or less the first wave of the pandemic is controlled by them. The thing is that we cannot eradicate 100%, but we can control. Because no systematic medicine, therefore we cannot eradicate, we can control. Based on the level of control, rate of control, I'm telling that the first wave is more or less controlled by the government, the Kerala state. But the second wave started when the unlock period started. From that, the second wave is started in Kerala. Now they are having some 10,000 cases. According to yesterday's data, 10,000 cases are there, active cases. Still they are practicing that. They are telling that we are going to adopt the same strategy and we will eradicate that. They believe that. Okay. See that here we can see that is a correct what is called active cases. In case of active cases, we can take Chhattisgarh and what is called Chandigarh, even Madhya Pradesh, as well as Jharkhand and Himachal. We can take all these states, which are very, very low as compared to Kerala. I'm not taking Delhi, I'm not taking Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, which are forefront in the race of COVID spreading. Is it not? I'm not taking those states. I'm taking only the states which are very low. See that here, the current rate of what is called that active cases are very, very, very low. If you see that what is called in if you see that what is called in this one, what is called in Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, all these things, it is sometimes tenfold lower than the Kerala, sometimes 50% lower than the Kerala. But if you see the number of death, please compare the number of death here, number of death. See that the Kerala is registered only 67, but the state which is having only 10% of the Kerala's active cases is recorded high rate of death. We can compare the numbers with what is called Chhattisgarh and Himachal Pradesh and Chandigarh, even Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh. In those states, we can compare that. It is visible that they are working. That means their strategy is working. I'm not telling that the Kerala is working. The strategy is working effectively. That's why they would be able to control that. For that reason, I have taken that Kerala as an example to explain how the institutional collective action is working in the area of pandemic control. Okay. Here at the next level, we are going to see that how the working of institutional collective action. Here, how the institutional collective action is adopted in case of pandemic control. Here, as we discussed, I'm taking that vertical collective action, horizontal collective action, and functional collective action. Vertical collective action in the state, that is, top level decision making body is there. The top level decision making body is a war room functions. It includes only the key officials, including chief secretary, chief minister, and other important officials from the various departments. The top war room is making decisions based on the informations availed from different layers of the government and making policy on that. And what happened? They are giving that ideas to the state administration, and state administration parallelly giving information and guidance to the police department and health department. And the concerned departments giving direction to the second level administration, that is a district level. The district level is getting the information from them. Finally, it is reached to village level and they are executing. This is I'm telling as what is called vertical and horizontal. The functions, how they are delivering the service in a collective way. That is I'm calling as what is called functional collective action. See, the thing is that the institution or organization, here I'm taking police as a single entity or single organization. Similarly, administration, state level administration is a single organization, and health is a single organization, and it is similar to district level as well as village level. Here what happened in each government, top level government is having a horizontal linkages, collective action is there, and it is linked with the next step of the government, that is called district administration. It is also having the connection, parallel connection as well as horizontal connection, and village also having the connection. The thing is that here the village government of Kerala is something special. Why I'm telling this one? In Panchayat, in other states, even Karnataka also, the e-governance and local government is very effective. Karnataka and Kerala they are they are in the forefront of this local government management. See that in Panchayat, if you go to the normal PGC, which is working under Panchayat, in that normal area, we can see what is called X-ray mission in PGC. In primary health center, we can see the X-ray mission. Not only that, we can see that lab facilities. If any surgery, even minor surgeries, they are doing in the PGC level. These are the facilities available in the health center of the village. Why it has happened? The government, the state government, gave a high power to the Panchayat. They made one plan, that is people planning. In that plan, they give some fund, untied fund to the Panchayat. The Panchayat giving more priority only for the health sector. In that way, health is more powerful in terms of Panchayat intervention, and Panchayat is linked with the population of the local level, as well as they are having good connection with the self-help groups as well as civil society. Here in self-help group, in other states, the self-help group is a problem, it's a program for poverty eradication and women empowerment. But here, the self-help group is not only for poverty eradication, they are effectively involving in the social decision making. Social decision making, the SESCH's participation also there. Not only that, the civil societies also, they are having well-functional properties as well as effectively contributing to the societal development. For that purpose, the pandemic control, the state government incorporates village as well. In that way, the collective action process, that means how the institutional collective action is fit for Kerala. That is, we are justifying here. If you want any other further classifications, we will discuss later, because short of time, just I'm briefing that. See, by this collective action, by making this collective action, they did that institutional collective actions control that corona. For that, they make one broad strategy. The broad strategy is called as, that is, trace, quarantine, test, isolate, and treat. This is a broad strategy. To stratify that, to achieve that broad strategy, they have framed some 3 strategies, sub-strategies. The first one is that passion route map. I wish to explain that in passion route map, how different institutions are involving to achieve this target. Passion route map is having different designs, different methods are there, but we are looking only that, for example purpose, I'm taking that each route map is having different strategies and different institutions are involving. We are taking only one example, and not only that, the route map is created for each patient. It's not for one village or one particular panchayat. It is for each patient. Each patient they are preparing route map. The route map is differ from the district to district and panchayat to panchayat, person to person. Based on his origination, the route map is varying. See that here we are putting one route map. It's the first route map released by the government in Calicut. Okay, in Kasaragod district, he came from foreign. That's why he started from the Calicut. From the Calicut, how he moved, and finally it come to the hospital. Thing is that he was identified. He was tested positive. Then from him, the informations collected by the health department. The health department is collecting the information where he started and where the journey is ended. In between that, what are the modes of transportation? What are the places he entered? And after that, how many persons he meet? Based on the time frame, everything is collected and the information given to the police department. First level information gathered by the health people and health department giving the information to the local police station. The police department is getting that. After getting the information, police department is identifying primary contact, secondary contact, and third contact and fourth level contact also. By that, they are taking all the people and putting them into that quarantine. See, where the police is going, police is not aware about that, where the person is there and what is going on. Then it is contacting the local panchayat. local panchayat steering the such process and tracing process and giving the number of people's details and everything and helping them. In that way, the route map is going on. In the route map, it is very clear that state level, district level, as well as what is called village level, all the departments are working together, and it is possible. How it will be possible, that we will see later. That means what? The different sort of institutions from the different set of governments collectively working for one particular job, that is tracing the contacts or passion route map. And second one is that triple lockdown strategy. See, India implemented different phases of the what is called lockdown. 4 phases, I hope. 4 phases of lockdown we experienced. But they are doing Kerala, especially by using the collective action, they are doing another strategy, that is triple lockdown. Within the lockdown, they are doing a triple lockdown strategy. The first lock is that to prevent the movement, that is to prevent or curtail the general movement of the people. That is only one way is there. All the small lanes will be locked. People cannot come outside. If they are coming, they have to show the valid reason. That is a general movement prevention. That is the first lock. The second lock is that cluster level. Cluster level in the sense, second level contact and third level contact and fourth level contact people are quarantined. The quarantined areas, that's a cluster we are telling. The cluster is totally locked. Nobody can come out, nobody can go inside. Third lockdown is that the infected person's house. Infected person house is more dangerous than the second and third level contact. Therefore, it is a third level monitoring. In that way, they are doing within the lockdown, they stratify the lockdowns and scrutinizing that what is the lockdown is spreading in a macro level, moderate level, medium level, and micro level. In that way, they have just categorized the lockdown, very properly doing that lockdown process. During the lockdown process, the houses which are not able, the households which are not able to come outside and get the groceries and medicines, all those things, the police is delivering the service. Police duty is not only policing the people, they are delivering the service, giving the door delivery of groceries as well as medicines. If you give a line to them, if you give a what is called, they are giving one free what is called call, free call number they are giving, toll-free call. If you give a call to that number or give a message to the number, the items are delivered by them. In that way, they have monitored that. Here we can see that it is a what is called friendly approach. It is not a what is called compulsion. It's a friendly approach. It is also possible by the collective action. 3 departments are integrated and did it in a great way, and it is contained. And third level is that communication. Communication flow is very, very smooth. There is no interruption. The first tool of the communication is that e-governance. See, in they are giving a training for the people at district level as well as state level, village level, from the state level officials. For that, they are using e-governance. The order issued by the Kerala state on 30th of March about the what is called duties and responsibilities of panchayat. In that order, they are given all the guidelines, but people are not aware about that. It is one area. Another one is that to manage the pandemic, health department needs training as well as guidelines how to control that. For that is a second reason. And third one is that we have to make information without any interruption. If any delay in the information, it will affect the containment, what is called controlling process. For the people, for the training, they are conducting online classes. For the panchayat members, Anganwadi teachers, Anganwadi workers, ASHA, for as well as village health workers, for them, they are conducting trainings over online, not in person. And another one is that the orders giving guidance and everything through the e-governance. They are not using any what is called materials as well as paper and pen. Only e-governance is given. Because what they are equipped in e-governance, it was utilized. It's helped for their collective action process. And second one is that use of ICT. For ICT, I wish to give only one information. The thing is that the person who is under quarantine, the quarantine person's number is obtained by the police. The police is telling that we are going to monitor you. We are going to monitor you. For that purpose, we need your number. That means with the acceptance of the person, that is who is under quarantine, they are taking the number and putting his number into geographical information system. For that, they developed one COVID safety software. That is a pan-India software. They developed that, and if the person is moving from the home from 50 meters from his home, then the warning bills will come to the police, and police will call you, and you will be stopped. That is the idea. We can ask the question: if you keep the mobile in home and moving somewhere, then how you will control? How you will ask? How you will control it? For that, what happened? The nearby houses are connected with the control room. At least once in a day, they are calling the nearby houses whether the person is there inside or not. They are controlling the person personally by using the geographical information system, as well as they are following him with the help of neighboring houses. This is the use of ICT to control the people. Not only that, to take medicines, to meet the doctor, and what is called to get a groceries. For everything, they are using information and communication technologies. It softens the people process. And third one is that uninterrupted information flow. The information is not having any stuck, because the ground level reality is obtained by the village level people. That means actually the symptoms of coronavirus may be identified within 1 week or 10 days. But some people, it was identified after 21 days. Immediately, this information is conveyed to the district level authorities as well as state level authorities. Then the new institution, new rule is emerging. Today onwards, the quarantine period is 30 days or 28 days. In that way, what happened? There is no obstacles in information flow. This communication, strong communication setup is a third strategy, is coming under the holistic strategy for controlling the coronavirus. And it is succeeded. Here we are going to see that what are the major outcomes or major inferences of this particular coronavirus. The first one is that I'm giving as a conclusion all these things. First one is that community-based approach. Here the special case is that community participation is there. That means the people are there. People is having a close relation with the village panchayat as compared to district level and state level. Therefore, if you're not able to get the what is called trust of the people, we cannot do it. For that purpose, they are adopting community-based approach. Community-based approach in the sense they are taking participation from the grassroots level. That is, they are incorporating self-help group and other civil societies with the help of them, and police also. Police also doing the community approach, not policing and threatening the people. They are doing the social service. That delivering the groceries and giving help is not a police work, but they are doing the same for the corona purpose. The thing is that because of the community-based approach, they solve the problem of migrant workers. The migrant workers wants to move their native places, but based on the community approach, the government gave an assurance to them. They're telling that you are not a workers to Kerala, you are the guest worker to the Kerala. For that, they have opened a lot of community kitchen as well as shelters for the migrant workers. Migrant workers not need to come outside. 3-time food is delivered to their shelter, as well as medicine and other helps also given to them. Even for free recharge is given to them. It's the first one. And second one is that the poor people who are living in that village as well as in urban areas, free meals, 3-time free meals given by the local government, by the community kitchen. By that, they have stopped the problem of social calamity with the help of community approach. All this process only possible by the institutional collective action. And they have used that what is called the SKGs. The SKGs are not only for making the what is called micro enterprises and making money and eradication. They are effectively participating. The community kitchen food preparation work was taken by the SKG members, and they are effectively contributed for the control. And second one is that system symmetric information and avoid misinformation. Misinformation in the sense, for example, if there is no clear information from the government side as well as from the authority side, people will get panicked. Definitely, the what is called fake information will be available to all the people. It happened in the case of Nipah virus, and it is spread in this area. This many people passed away. This many people admitted. These things are happened. Here, what happened? The information is symmetric, no gap in the information. How it was possible? See that the information gathered from the grassroots level, that is, the village is having an information bureau. Village is having information bureau, and village panchayat and village secretary, village committee is linked with the police as well as health department of the village. They are working together. Wherever the information is coming, the informations are gathered and immediately conveyed to the district authorities. District authorities scrutinize that information and forward to the state authorities. And state authority is to gather all the district information and submitting to the war room functionaries. War room functionaries discussing on that and making the decisions, immediately changing the policies and giving guidelines to them. Not only that, every day evening, the chief minister of the state, if a secretary is coming, that is different. Chief minister of the state is coming in front of media and giving the truth. He is not hiding anything. If this many people died, yes, this many people died. We are in the critical situation. He is explaining all the truth. And not only that, he is making comfort also. This is the status of our state. Not only that, we are making this process. And it will help us to curtail the problem. And they are giving a trust to the people, and people also believing that. That means through the symmetric information, government earn that people trust and solve the problem of misinformation. It will give a what is called it earn the good cooperation from the people. That is happening in the case of symmetric information. Not only that, the state is doing a good job, lot of good jobs. If there is any mistakes in the decision making of district as well as the ground level, that is panchayat level, they are not giving a huge punishment, suspension, all these things. They are just giving a warning to them, don't do it, all these things. If any officials or if any panchayat is doing a good job, they are getting an appreciation from the state level and media coverage as well. By that, officers as well as different institutions and grassroots level people are attracted and participation level has increased. This is the thing. And third one is that warning and risk communication creates awareness and people participation and grassroots level. Warning in the sense, what level we are sitting here, what will be the problem and where we can go. That means the present status of the pandemic, what will be the future, how it may end. This warning is given to them based on the forecast. See that the forecast is made by the what is called that war room function is. Not only that, each district they are having a medical board. Each district is having a medical board, but other states having or not, I don't know. Each district is having a medical board. Each panchayat is having a medical committee. From their information, they are giving a warning and risk communication. In what level, in what is our risk level? That communication is given to them. This communication helped the people. That is getting more awareness. Oh, if it is a situation, what I have to do, how I should behave. Therefore, social distancing and sanitation, keeping away from others, unnecessary roaming in outside, all these things is not happening in Kerala. It's happening not in a greater extent. It is happened through the warning and risk communication process. And last one is that non-existence of transaction cost motivates smooth information flow and decision making. Transaction cost in the sense, for example, if you want to search a what is called a job, you have to spend a time cost is there. You have to spend a money cost is there. That means what? You are searching the information where the job is there and whether the job is fit for me. For that, you are spending money to get information. Similar way, in what is called information flow also, the cost is there. Here, what happened? The information transaction cost we are taking in terms of time. There is no time barrier. Immediately, the information is processed to next level. And if any information problem is up to the is enough, that the district level is enough to make a decision. In that process, they are not taking the information to the district level, state level. The district is giving guidance and giving the information to them. In that way, what happened? Information gap, the time gap to reach information is minimized. It helped them to get more information as well as making decision immediately and solve the problem. Everything is possible only because of institutional collective action. Here I want to say only two conclusions at the end of this presentation. That is, if there is what is called symmetric information among the institutions and between the governments, there is success in institutional collective action and it avoids transaction cost. The major role is that information asymmetry and no transaction cost creates awareness and social participation and help the government to reduce the infection of coronavirus in the state. This is the final conclusion. If you are having any doubts or queries and criticism, most welcome. Thank you one and all for your patience.
Thank you, Raghav sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dear participants, post your queries in the chat box. Our resource person will answer it. Any questions are there? Questions. Sir, from Masuda SDM PG College, she has one question. That entire the world seriously facing the problem, but no one scientist, CNT find the medicine. Why? They're making research, but no good result. What is the reason? Question by her.
That means why we are not able to find out the medicine. Yeah, the thing is that the major reason already we highlighted that the behavior of virus is not defined one. How the virus is reacting, that is not defined one, because it is varying person to person, and even what the China was identified, that virus is not in India, that the same feature is not find out in England. It is different. It is having different features. It is varying. The properties of virus is varying person to person as well as the country to country. Therefore, it is difficult to give a common medicine for that. Only thing is that to equip our what is called immunity power and to fight against that. Even one medicine identified, invented by the Oxford University. The thing is that it is not a medicine actually. It is an injection or medicine will help you to improve our immune or giving a training to our immunity to catch the virus, coronavirus. That means we cannot destruct the virus directly. By train our immunity power, you can catch it. That process is only going on. Then now 30 medicines are identified and now they are in trial. Definitely some medicine we will get, even who also mentioned that 2021 first quarter we may get the medicine. We believe that.
Okay, sir. The second question is from Gohar Ahmad Wani. His question is, if there is a problem in functional collective action,
Yes.
to whom we can hold more responsible, and what is needed to correct the same? Is a question by Gohar Ahmed.
Yeah. The thing is that I told you that the war room functionaries giving a guidelines. In the guidelines, in 30th March, they issued one guideline to all the departments, police department and health department, even education department, everywhere they are giving guidelines. The guidelines precisely telling that what is your responsibility, what are the things you have to do. The responsibility, the functions of each department is well defined by the war room functionaries. That means what? The functions are connecting the two institutions in a proper way. In that way, the functionaries are designed. If there is any mismatch, if there is any problem, that has to be immediately given to the complaint to the upper level authorities. They are giving decision. The responsibility in the sense, we can tell that if any mistakes, the team is responsible. Though they are responsible, the government is not giving punishment. They are giving only warning. Don't do it. Don't repeat it. Because if you give a warning, definitely nobody will come forward to do the work. Therefore, they are giving some corrective measures and encouraging them. That is only happening there. Responsibility is clearly defined. Therefore, if any problem, the concerned section may be the responsible for that. They are not punished. Only corrective measures are taken, and they are doing their works as usual.
The next question is from Dr. J.T. Sharmila. If you go to government hospital for treatment, they are not taking proper care. Where to complain about this problem? If you go to government hospital for treatment, they are not taking care properly. Where to complain about this problem?
Where it is in India, not in Kerala.
Yeah.
Okay, if it is so, we can give a complaint to the our free call, toll-free call numbers are there. Toll-free numbers are there.
Toll-free numbers.
Toll-free numbers you can call and give a complaint. They will take action.
Next, from Aditya, sir, one doubt. If you went to hospital in small cough or light fever, but the doctor says you have to admit.
Yeah, the thing is that it's a recent problem. When the pandemic begins, that time it was not there. If you go for a small cough and fever and all, and they will check it is a normal only, you just wait and come back. They will see the symptoms and they will say like that. Now what happened, as we mentioned, the behavior of virus is a very silent killer. Thing is that even corona affected person, 14 days he was fine, no problem. 15th day, suddenly he is getting a breathing problem. Within 2 hours, you will get the ticket. For that purpose, if you are going with a small problem like a fever or cough, doctors are fearing about that. Okay, you can admit in hospital, let me see that. For that purpose only, it's for only for the sake of people welfare.
So next question is it from Manita Tekinanka, is it possible to execute the method followed by Kerala in other states of India? Will the same method work in other states too?
That's a good question actually. I had this for this question. I want to give an answer from former what is called Chief Secretary Vijayanand. He has written an article against regarding the same problem. The same method adopted in Dharavi. In Mumbai Dharavi, same method was adopted. It was controlled. Similarly, one of the big urban in Calcutta, there also it was adopted and controlled. But the thing is that we need a strong local panchayat or strong local government. The strong empowered local government is very important to obtain the people participation. If it is okay, and if you are having a what is called a strong e-governance tools, definitely we can implement anywhere in India.
So from a question from Rupa, more coconut oil consumption controlled COVID-19 in Kerala. Is it true, sir?
Not possible.
More consumption of coconut oil.
Not possible because Malayalis eating coconut oil from their birth, but they are also having this corona. Therefore, it's not possible.
Yes. So one question from Galaxy 18. Sir, I have a question that our government is saying that they will release the medicine for COVID-19 by August 15. Is that possible? Is it possible, sir?
How do I know that, sir? It's the government is telling. How I can tell that? It's the government decision. Government can do.
Good question. Sir, from Rajesh Kumar, is Ayurveda medicine is working effectively on COVID-19 or not?
Yeah, it is happening, sir. Because in Tamil Nadu, in Velur prison, the residents of prison treated by Siddha medicine. It's a native medicine of Tamil Nadu, Siddha medicine.
Siddha medicine, yes, sir.
Yeah, they are cured within 7 days. It was evidence. Even in Kerala also, the treatment is based on is a mix of different medicines. One is they are giving naturopathy, Ayurveda, and allopathy. They are giving a mix of three treatment, three system of medicine, and giving a treatment to them.
From Dr. DRKDA, all over the country, the patients are quarantined and taken care, almost in the same way what Kerala adopts, but other states fail due to lack of community cooperation. What is your opinion, sir? Dr. K. Damagaran.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. The major thing is that whatever we are doing, whatever we are doing lectures and we are taking classes for the students' beneficial. If the student is not cooperating, only we are shouting in class, then what will be the benefit? Just like that, if there is no cooperation, definitely nothing is possible. Here, cooperation in Kerala, cooperation is there. The thing is that they are having high literacy. Not only that, they are experienced many pandemic. That is Nipah virus and bird flu, and even this one, what is called some other smallpox. Everything they are having series of history. Based on that only, they are very much aware. They're very much aware, and cooperation is there. They're well trained by the different pandemics. The experience of different pandemics helped them. And not only that, I can tell, it's only for funny, I'm not making comment. You see, in Kerala, around India, in Kerala only 3 months once we can see the hartal, that means strike. In hartal, you can see even a single person in road. The hartal also indirectly trained them how to cooperate for the society.
My friend Nagaraj CM asking one question. Why still not invention of Ayurvedic medicine in Kerala is not done?
Actually, thing is that, sir, no systematic medicine, already we discussed, no systematic medicine is identified. If I'm giving some medicine, government is approving, I'm giving a medicine. If something negative is happened, who will be responsible? That is a fear. If I recommended some medicine, if something happened, then who will be responsible for that? Because of that fear, they are not recommending anything. They are doing only the trial and error. If you are escaped, your time is good. If you are escaped, then you are lucky. Otherwise, it is the problem. That's why government, all the government, not only Kerala, all the governments are hearing about that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I think Nagaraj has understood your answer, sir. Next. From Nisha M, does breathing exercise and the consumption turmeric help reduce the COVID-19?
Actually, it's a problem coming from the bronchus as well as the what is called our breathing apparatus of our body. If it is so, it may help us, because in other even in hospitals also they are giving breathing exercises. It may help. It may help to avoid the disease, and also it may give a strong immune system. But we cannot tell that it will 100% it will stop the corona infection.
From Satya, from Saitya Belamukar, COVID-19 is turning as a scam. For example, unnecessarily authorities are getting lack of money as a rent from barricades put in containment zone. What to do, sir?
That is, thing is that we can give a quote from some leaders. If the constitution or the rule, the constitution is very good. It's a very good constitution. If you give the very good constitution to the very dangerous leader, the good constitution cannot work perfectly.
Okay, sir.
If you give a very worst constitution to the good administrator and the good person, it will perform in a good way. It is a result for that, because the leaders are not come from anywhere, not from the heaven or from the sky. Leaders are come from us only. That means our system is so foiled. Our family system, our virtue and morality, everything is spoiled. If it is okay, definitely the leaders will be good.
So from Surakshita,
Ah.
sir, does coronavirus is transmitted through air?
Ah.
Does coronavirus is transmitted through air? That is a question from Surakshita.
I'm not getting, sir. I'm not getting the question.
Sir, coronavirus is transmitted through air. Air.
Oh. I don't know how to answer for this. No idea on that, sir.
Oh, sorry, okay, sir. Any question? Any other question? Any question? Any question? Sir, there are many types of face masks are available, but which type of face masks are more useful to control spreading of COVID? Question from Rajesh Kumar.
Previously, government recommending that what is called this one N95 mask is more effective. Again, government is telling that N95 mask is not effective. Through that also infection is happening. You can use what is called a normal cotton mask and wash it and use properly. In that way, the suggestions are coming. Therefore, thing is that you should not believe mask. You should believe yourself. You should be careful about all the movement. Even if you are using the mask, the guidelines are telling that we should not mask for wear the mask for continuously 6 hours. To wear 6 hours, after that we have to use new one. Why? Whether it is N95 or some other advanced mask, we have to use only for short time. Then we have to wash it and use it. What number, what quality, that doesn't matter. But it should be capable to prevent the infection, that is infiltration of air, all these things. In that context, it is enough. Otherwise, we can use normal mask also. Government is suggesting that we can use normal cotton mask by frequent wash.
Sir, Randish made a question that, sir, there is a gossip that COVID-19 medicine is so costly, whether really common man are affordable to the medicine treatment. If Bachchan family gets infection, it's a big issue. Why not the common man, according to the media, the source of current information?
His question is that if a medicine is costly, how the poor will be affordable?
Common people are affordable to get that.
Thing is that actually it is a pandemic not only for one region. It's a country level pandemic, and the spread rate also very high. Therefore, my expectation is that medicine will be given by the government with free of cost. Then some government agencies also telling that if a medicine is invented, definitely it will be given for free of cost. Everybody.
Okay, sir. Okay, for your valuable speech today. Now I request my colleague, Mrs. Hemavati, to deliver a vote of thanks.
A very good morning to all. It's my proud privilege to propose vote of thanks to all of you who has present in this webinar. First of all, my profound gratitude to today's guest speaker, Dr. Nagaraj V, Assistant Professor of Economics, Central University, Kerala, for his thoughtful information. Thank you, sir. It's my bounden duty to say thank you to our beloved principal, Manjunath Ekotyan, for his support, cooperation, able guidance, and encouragement. Thank you, sir. My heartfelt thanks to Professor Shivakumar, Head of the Department of Economics, for his valuable effort to organize this webinar. We, the Department of Economics, Sri Bhuvanendra College, Karkala, always grateful to the distinguished participant who has present here and made this program a grand success. Thank you all the participants. Last but not least, my special thanks goes to the technical supporter Divyaksha as well as the Dinesh for their cooperation. Thank you one and all.
Okay, thank you, Nagaraj sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Principal sir. Okay.
Sir, Principal Sir, thank you so much. I'm waiting for your words. That's why. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share my knowledge. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, madam.
ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ